and welcome, learners. We are here again in French YouTube based learning sessions. Friends, indeed, it's a long time while I had been through this video segments. By the meantime, I might be coming late with this assignment here with the language of French. So, folks, in today's session, I shall be able to talk to you about one important topic related to exams, that is how to write the dialogues or how to read the passage or what all are the prospects related to the French to English translation and English to French translation base. So to do this thing, we need to do one thing very simply, that is we need to go through one passage by which we'll be able to learn the how to read any French passage and translate the same to the English. Second, that we will be able to learn that we are going to talk about the that have been made through this particular conversation during that particular passage. And third, we are reading or we are knowing the translations from French to English and English to French. So why don't we get through that particular PDF shape book, and so this will be your passage writing, passage reading, or maybe a dialogue writing sort of exercise, or lastly it may be translation. So let us be there. So dear learners, we are here with a paragraph or a passage which is written in French at our screen. And this particular passage in French is an example by which we'll be able to learn reading French passages, translating the same, and by the same we'll be able to learn how to deal with the dialogue writing. So this is what my motive, and I believe if we are going to justify it successfully, shall be able to done it with a proficient manner. So let us go with that. Once I'm talking about this particular passage, I shall read it first in the French and then I shall talk about the same in the English version, which may be, as I used to state, it would be the literal meaning or literal translation of this particular framework. So let us start with this. This is a paragraph related to one book called Le Nouveau Enfantillage Part 1. This is a famous French book which is being used in the Indian universities for learning language of French, and by doing so, most of us are able to learn the beginners French or French for debutant. So let us read this passage in French. That is lesson 2 that we are talking about. Sympathies, that is sympathetic, or to be have sympathy. There is a date over there in this paragraph. First is Samedi 9 or 9 May, that is Saturday 9th May. Pagi l'appartement de Sylvie. Pagi, that is Paris. L'appartement de Sylvie, the apartment of the Sylvie. So the place where the dialogues are being mentored, it is here. So this is one of the important place at Paris, apartment of Sylvie. Sylvie may be a lady, a character which may be an imaginary character or the character known by this particular book. So here we are talking about Paris l'appartement de Sylvie, Paris at the apartment of Sylvie. Valegi qui est-ce, that is what is this or who is this. Qui est-ce, that is meant for who is this. Sylvie states, c'est Nicolas Lego un ami. Sylvie states, c'est Nicolas Lego, he is, or this particular person is Nicolas Lego, an ami, a friend meant for a gentleman who is a friend. In French language, there are two descriptions on the friend. If I'm talking about AMI, ami, that is male friend, AMIE, that is female as a friend. Further dialogue in continuation, Valegi states, Nicolas Lego le chanteur, Nicolas Lego, the singer, Sylvie, oui, yes. Sylvie said yes because it was an interrogative question. Valegi, Nicola Lego, Le Shanta, the singer. Sylvie said, oui, yes. Valegi, tu connais Nicola Lego? You know Nicola Lego? Or you knows Nicolas Lego? Then Sylvie states, Sylvie, oui, je connais bien Nicola Lego. Yes, I know him well, or I know well the Nicolas Lego. That is the name of a gentleman. Walegi a who's at the Thazami a, and are you good friends? That meant for very good friends, right? And oh, you know each other, or we know, I don't know, I don't know, because someone a celebrity who may be your friend, you are considering him or her as a friend, maybe one not. So here the situation of Sylvie is like that. Sylvie, we know, yes or no? Nicholas, you is an artist. Nicola is an artist. Anyone who is artist or famous in terms of personality, one is not sure, the friends are not sure that he or she is going to be a friend of his or her only. That's a issue. So to compound, you can understand, compound is to compound is the third group verb ending with re. So compound is to understand, to understand. Then Valegi states, Valegi Sylvie Javud Conte Nicola. Sylvie, J meant for I, Woodge is Woolworks Fiturantere future format. So that is Woodge. Woodge is would like to. Konke is to meet. Meet, that is again the first group verb. Konke to meet someone. Someone meant for Nicola. So Valegi states that I would like to meet this gentleman. So after this, you may be able to imagine certain ways and pros by which you will be able to develop the dialogue writing thing first, and similarly you will be able to learn the reading of the passage. Now you can learn one thing, you can read the dialogue, French to English translation. Similarly, you can make certain dialogues in between your friend circle that one is expected to do use by you in the shape of exam. And lastly, if you are able to understand what they are saying, you are also able to answer certain questions. If I could ask certain question, kiye walegi or kiye Nicola Lego, you may answer Nicola Lego a the Chanteur. He is a famous singer. He's a singer. Où sont Valegi a Sylvie? Où sont, that meant for where are they? So I can you can answer elles sont, ELLES, that is they are, they the female. Ils sont l'appartement de Sylvie, or ils sont de Paris, l'appartement de Sylvie. So these are the questions that you can answer. It may be also a question in the framework of why or Sylvie connaît Nicola Lego bien. So answer would be yes, oui, je, that meant for Sylvie connaît bien Nicola Lego. That meant for whether Sylvie or Valegi, whatever it may be, they know or she knows about that particular gentleman. Knows meant for to knowing someone as a friend of yours. So this is going to be very interesting session by which we are not only going to learn the translation, passage writing, answering of passage, but also be able to develop small dialogues. So why don't you guys prepare some dialogues like this? Try to prepare a dialogue. Maybe it's an example, an exercise for you, this part. Once you are talking about dimanche, that is Sunday, 17 May, that is 17th May, Paris un café valegi account Nicola. That meant for at Paris, one cafe house or cafe valegi meets Nicolas. So there are three individuals, two ladies, Valegi Sylvie, and one that is called Nicolas. So why don't you make one scene one exercise is there. You may I may write in the description box. You may go through that part and prepare one dialogue. Once you are aware about how do you will develop, that is up to you. There may be conversation, simple. And second, you may talk about Landi, that is Monday, these with May, that is 18th May. Pagi l'apartement de Nicolas Sylvie con Rollon. That meant for Paris, the apartment of Nicolas Sylvie meets Rollon. So Rollon may be the friend of this gentleman called Nicolas. So this is an imaginary prospect. My intuitions are just to make you aware how to do the translation, how to make the sentences, how to answer the passage based questions, and lastly, how to prepare the dialogues. So, this is what my session was all about. Since I had joined you late after so many days in the French based YouTube sessions, I am going to continue with this until you are going to like, share, subscribe, and soon we are going to be there with our next video. Till then, good night, bonne nuit, au revoir.